I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. Morning.
Morning.
Welcome. Okay, call the meeting to order. Scratch off approved claims. We don't need that on there. We approved them last week.
Everything else is good? I'll make a motion.
A motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Approve the minutes, September 23rd.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
I'd like to make a note of adjustment on the minutes. I did read through them. Everything looks pretty correct. I know for a fact I was not here last week.
Are you sure?
I am
Oh.
positive, but apparently according to the minutes, I seconded the adjournment, but I, not that I wouldn't have, or I moved to adjourn, I couldn't have. So
Oh,
you
I
might
didn't
wanna,
catch that.
you might want to, adjust that whoever made the motion to adjourn at 9:25. I have no idea, but I know it wasn't.
Yeah, you weren't here when it started.
No, and I couldn't be here when it adjourned, so there you go. Other than that, they look fine. So I
Well, I
second,
seconded by Loney, so it must be one of you two guys that.
Must have been.
but I seconded Sandy's motion with that correction.
I didn't turn it over and look at the back page.
I didn't even,
Okay. With that correction.
they put Peterson in.
Yeah,
You want to-
I feel bad that I didn't get it.
Second.
you want to do it? I put you down.
Approve.
We'll go with
I
that.
seconded Sandy's motion with that correction.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. General public concerns, anybody here to speak? If not, moving on, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Morning.
Morning.
He's kind of friendly today.
He's friendly today.
Real.
The first item that I have on the agenda is to approve the application for the snowmobile trail grooming within the county's right of way. This is for the 2024-2025 season. The routes are all the same. They have updated insurance listing the county as an additional. Pretty standard at this point. So,
So that was, yeah, you already answered my one question. They didn't change any route, same as they've been doing.
same as it's been doing the last 2 years. I think we allowed them on both sides of the road here back in like 22.
Yeah.
So,
You don't see anything, any issues, problems with anything there?
and we've had
No problem.
no problems with them. They've been a good group to work with.
With all that, I'd make a motion that we approve the application for the snowmobile trail grooming for the 24-25 season.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Hopefully they get about a week of snow and
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope it's very uneventful.
No good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
You need one?
For Davidson. The second item that I've got for the agenda is to set a time for next Monday to open sealed bids for the 2021 Chevy 1-ton pickup truck that's sitting out at the county shed. We've been taking sealed bids for the last 2 weeks and, or week and a half anyway. And this week is the last week to accept sealed bids until 4 o'clock on Friday, with the plan of opening them
Monday.
Monday.
Okay. See,
Motion to set that.
I'll make a motion to set that at 8:45. On Monday.
So I second that.
So that means they're gonna be in on Friday and we'll open them on Monday at 8:45.
Yes,
Say 4 o'clock on Friday's last time to accept bids
That
at
is-
your office.
yes, at our office.
Okay.
Any motion and second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved voucher number one.
So I gave a copy of voucher number one to Trish last week. This is for the building that is being constructed right now. It has a portion of the mobilization. It has all of the concrete, which has been completed. And like 20% of the plumbing and sewer connections, I believe. So,
Got a question on that building.
that,
I thought we was putting for the EMA where he could drive clear through,
we did,
like the sheriff.
sheriff
The
doesn't
sheriff
have
does
that.
not.
Yeah. Just the-
EMA is the far south,
They're the far south one,
yep,
and then the sheriff's in that.
and then the sheriff's.
Okay. So that was the south one.
No.
That's what I thought. Okay.
No, you can't go.
Initially, I think you were in one of the first drawings,
Mhm.
but then when we set it up so they could have the drive-through for the EMA, we put them on the end. Still got the same amount of space as you had before though.
Yep.
You just don't have a south facing window, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you have to back in, so.
All right, I'll make a motion for pay voucher number one on our go to city building for $116,312.60.
Second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Beyond that. Thursday, we have our safety action plan out at the county shed. This is a funded report that, the DOT put together for all 99 counties so that we can send out for potential grant applications. They'll come in, they look at our accident history over the last, it's either 5 or 10 years, and they look at potential improvements, low cost improvements, things that we can do for those accident areas, that will, are beneficial on the benefit cost ratio. That is Thursday morning from 9 to noon, I believe. And then at noon over in Wright County in Clarion, they're doing a lunch and learn with that seismic company that's planning on coming in and doing testing. They've got it set up to do a live demonstration about a mile south of Clarion on one of their gravel roads. All county officials are welcome to attend. Sounds like it's gonna be multiple counties that are gonna be there, so you're gonna have Wright, Webster, Hamilton, I believe, Franklin, Cerro Gordo, Hardin, and Hancock are all invited as well. So
That was what time?
Thursday at noon, I believe, is the lunch, and then the demonstration will be to follow. So I will forward you the email that I got on that one.
Yeah, you're busy that day though, right?
The morning, I'm busy. After talking to Adam, because they've done this safety action plan last week, he said it got done before noon, so
Oh, so you still might make
my
it.
goal is to try and get done with that meeting and then head over to Clarion, so
The,
Might be
meeting
interesting
is
to go over there.
8:30 to 11:30.
8:30 to 11:30.
Yeah, I knew it was 3 hours, but I didn't think 9, yeah,
Okay.
8:30 to 11:30.
8:30 to 11:30 is the first meeting, and then the next one
I just
is
thought it
from
was-
noon
And
on.
where are they holding that at again?
The safety action plan is out at our
No,
office.
for the seismic thing.
So the lunch and learn is at their county engineer's office.
Oh, okay.
And then the seismic test is actually a mile south on the gravel. So basically just a mile south of Clarion on the blacktop and then to the west on the gravel road. I'm not sure what the name of that one is.
And
But I know I've got an email on it I can forward to you. This is a sample work agreement that Wright County and their county attorney have been working on. Basically, it's a road use agreement that they're
for this
looking
company.
at proposing with this company. Because they have the lion's share of the miles. If you look at the surrounding counties, like we have 17, I think Webster has 15. Wright County has 250 some miles of testing that they're proposing doing, so. They're the ones that are wanting to make sure that, you know, obviously. They're fully protected, so, the plan is, I think all 6 of our counties are planning on signing off on that, so. That's pretty much it.
Anybody got anything else for Ben?
I'm not. Good.
Road south looks pretty good. Where they're digging back.
The guys we got one machine, we'll have more down there this week. We've started with one machine. Reclaiming ditch, pulling it up, building shoulder. We'll have, excavator and skid loader out there probably tomorrow. Moving some of them driveways, working with farmers on that stretch that want a driveway widened or they want it in a different location. We're gonna take care of all that at the same time. Some of the dirt will need to be moved from the north side of the road down to the south side of the road. To have enough material for the shouldering. But our goal is to try and get done with the east-west stretch here in the next week and a half. Finishing up building driveways for the farmers that have come in and requested them. We've got conservation's boom truck. We're out cutting back trees where farmers have called in and said that it's scraping against equipment while they're going down the road.
Trees that are in our right of way, huh?
Or trees that overhang our right of way.
Oh.
Might be that the tree trunk itself is on private
I was
property,
wondering,
but
'cause if they're in our right of way, let's get rid of the whole.
we
thing.
have been, yeah, we have been.
Equipment's too
True.
Or the equipment is too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But we're busy doing that, still fixing cross pipes, tile, so,
Yeah, always something to do.
yep.
Yeah, if you haven't drove down Gotcha Park and out, like, it looks very nice where to do, what they've got done with it.
I'll let them know.
It was out to them too, because they worked on Quebec Avenue around those curves,
Yeah.
and they did a really nice job, so it was good.
Can you bend it a little more so it's faster?
Cause I like to go sideways.
Just kidding.
We're trying to slow them down through the curves.
Oh.
Put some level scripts in it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Thank you a little bit.
yeah.
I'm also working on a Mid-American permit right now where they're trying to bring fiber optic from clear southwest corner of the county all the way up to Laverne.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
They coming up the highway or?
Their plan is to go up P19, and go all the way up to Bradgate, turn and go east to Hawaii. Then come up north to C20. Go across C20 on 110th Street. And then north on Juniper to the county line and then straight across. So a lot of pavements.
Well, they're blacktops.
Yeah, so
They'll put that in the back, so
that's,
the plan anyway.
yeah, their initial proposal was in the outer 3 to 5 foot of the right of way, and I'm trying to get the grading plans and everything to show them where we've got known tile lines and get those added to their plans. So hopefully in the next week or so, we'll have that application here for you.
Wonder how deep they go with that.
I think standard depth is 36 to 48 inches. So just deep enough to cut through every one of those tiles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So will they start yet this fall?
They want to start this fall.
They probably just vibrate that in so they don't know when they hit a tile.
They knife a lot of it in. They bore known locations or pothole by hand.
Like when they go across a gravel road, they bore under those. Okay.
Anything else for me?
Anything about blacktop in our road yet?
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's in the
Sure.
10 or 20-year plan, maybe.
50-year plan.
Yeah, 50, there you go.
If you can find somebody that's willing to give up miles,
If you play the lottery hard enough, there is a chance you could.
I
Can do that.
I gave Alan a proposal of what it would cost to do the road. I said, divide it up by all the landowners and
Yeah.
that's where it'll be. And
His wife.
That's where it
went. Yeah, Michelle would like to have it done.
just costs 7 million, divided up by the number of property owners out there.
Figure out how much it costs you to wash your vehicle every time you go down it.
Yeah.
Justify the cost. All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Dean, you're up.
Yeah, talking to Bruce about the Bundy property out there. We spent about 3 weeks out there cleaning that all up and stuff, and, well, last week. Some equipment started showing up out there again, so,
When you say equipment, you're talking junk started showing up again.
junk vehicles that don't run, which in our ordinance, if it's inoperable, it's considered junk. I think there's an old bus that showed up out there and stuff, and so surprisingly, Friday afternoon, Mr. Bundy and one of his, partners, Mr. Betkenhauer, I believe, from Goldfield, showed up in my office and stuff, so we had a nice discussion. I guess I'm gonna play Mr. Monitor and keep an eye on things that's going on out there, and not sure that that's really my job to do that, but, like I said, we just spent 3 weeks cleaning that up, and I guess we're gonna.
Are they gonna get rid of what's out there now that just showed up?
Yes, I told them that they need to move it, so. Just do what we can, and I guess when it starts building up, I guess we go to the county attorney and get him the order, and I guess we'll clean it out again, I guess, so. I told him, I said he'd be better off getting rid of it himself than us coming in there, cause he's not gonna get, he's not gonna get what he could if he did it on his own, so. So I guess I'll keep an eye on it, and
Did we recover any of our costs?
we had no cost.
We had 0.
The only cost we have is you've been monitoring it, and you could have been doing other things.
Yes,
Yeah.
So.
I was out there, if not every day, every other day, just to kind of make sure everything was going right and everything, so.
Not only that, but the neighbors have bent over backwards trying to help
Yes.
you get
Yes.
access to go around their field.
Yep, yeah, Mr. Erickson was very, very cooperative and stuff, so he was just happy it got cleaned up and stuff out of his field and, so.
And being on the agenda, it says that requested for the county attorney clarification on the judgment order, which I think this is the judgment order.
I believe so.
As far as you mentioned, like you said, it was cleaned up for the order.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really state, but like you said, you would think somewhere along the line, it doesn't mean that once you clean it up the next week, you can start hauling stuff back in there. That's what Dean's
Yeah.
question.
Well, his question is, how long is this judgment for?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
there's no
in
deadline on it.
October, November? If they're bringing stuff back, does this judgment still in effect?
Have you got the definitive word on it?
No. No, nothing.
Is county attorney looking into it?
Yeah, what I sent you guys, you got the same thing.
Okay. That's a good,
Yep,
valid question.
yeah, yeah, cause if it's still valid, then. You know, I don't have a problem there. I've got a young man that's willing to go in there with, he's got a trailer that can haul 2 vehicles out there at a time. I mean, I can't. See, it's gonna be justified to bring that big excavator in there
No,
again and, but the problem I have too is October 21st up in Livermore. He's got that building up there that's full of stuff. And I already told him that is not showing up at your house,
Yeah.
so.
moving it from there to there.
You might as well pack it up and haul over to Belmont and get it out of there, so. So I guess I'll do the best I can to keep an eye on it, but, it'd be nice to get a definite answer as to this validity of this, order and stuff.
Yeah, what's gonna happen going forward?
Exactly right. I don't wanna go in there and have somebody haul it out and then we just, well, we cleaned it up and now do I need to get another order to clean it up or is this one in effect till whenever? There's no deadline on it, no nothing,
I
so.
don't know if we can get John on the agenda next week to clarify this for us. If it's possible, to ask him.
Yeah, and maybe I'll get an answer this week from John too, so.
Okay. If you get an answer this week, let's just come in, tell us what's going on.
Yep, yep, can do.
Well, thanks for the babysitting.
Yeah,
That's basically what I was doing for the last, 3 weeks there for, stop there, for an hour or two a day and.
mhm.
I know I've had a lot of questions from the public, who's paying for that? And I've been telling them the guy picking up the scrap is getting paid from the scrap.
Yep, they took their fees and everything out of it, and they paid Mr. Erickson for the loss of his beans, cause they had to drive out his field to,
Oh,
and
wow.
everything, so everything was, not a dime came from the county, so, which is nice.
Yeah,
Cause when I was looking, this guy, well, we'll charge county, so we're kinda looking for the county not to have to pay anything, and then all of a sudden, this company just kinda showed up and, alright, do your thing, so.
Did, Monday get anything that was left over then?
Yes, yep,
After all expenses were paid?
yeah, after they took all their fees and everything out of it, then they wrote him a check for what was left over. So
wow, that's more than fair.
it's kind of a win-win, win for us and win for Randy, so,
Could have been better
Yeah,
if he'd have just done it.
yeah,
absolutely.
It's probably a little overwhelming.
I was gonna say, it's hard for people that do accumulate that kind of stuff to be able to get rid of it.
Well, and I told Randy too, I said, I says, if you keep your stuff behind your house, back in there, so, but I said, the problem we had was you were starting to come out on the right of way for the state, and then the DOT was getting on our case about how come we're not doing anything, and
Mhm.
it is a traffic hazard. I mean, if somebody would have ran into that stuff, that's Randy's responsibility,
Yeah.
that would have came back on him, so.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we'll just try to keep an eye on it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Where's the lady? Is Kyle out there? Is he coming up? I believe he's gone.
He's gone. I think we were just gonna do it, I don't think.
Do the formality of
Yeah, it's
it
just,
Yep.
yeah,
and then do the resolution.
right.
Wait till 9.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Luck, Dean.
What's that?
You're not covering for him?
Well, I did Saturday, we had to get a drone up here, but, No, I think the EMA from Cassuth County is covering for himself,
Yeah, it is.
so.
She's, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what
Thank
the,
you.
that's what the email said anyway.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what his house is, but I'm telling you, it's
Some
killing.
allergies, all
Yeah,
this dust from the farm.
yeah.
Motion to open a public hearing.
We have to wait till 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Probably do it.
I would be,
Yeah, I would
just.
And do we need this,
Little
I mean,
danger.
do we need to, we've got a lot of people on the Zoom, do we need to find out who's all on Zoom? Should we do that?
Yeah, I can. Can,
I mean, yeah, can the people on Zoom please identify yourselves? Can you
Hi.
hear us?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi, my Bree Erskine. I'm with Humboldt Wind.
Okay. We have a couple of guests. There's an A and there's a TTI. Please identify yourself. Okay. Can you just, if they won't identify themselves, can you just knock off that person? Oh, they did. TTI left. Okay, who's A? And who are the guests? Pardon?
A is not muted, so she can speak.
A, would you identify yourself, please? You know how to just knock one person off? Cause I know we've done that when it was,
We set it up through the
I guess,
computer. If it's set up through a computer, you make them, they have to
that's what
actually
I thought, yeah, you have to,
log in
yeah.
information.
I know we do a lot of our Zooms if they want to
IT
identify
backup
themselves.
guy.
And everybody's dropping out.
Okay, yeah. Wonder what, oh,
No, everybody
Really?
left.
I wonder why do you wanna go? I don't get it. I don't know, I
But
don't
it's almost
get that.
to do
Those people from KHBT up there.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, they-
Is your mom all right?
Yeah, she's okay. My nana lives in town today. She was, she didn't have too much storm surge. You know,
That's
beaches or.
Lots of water, man, oh man, that.
It
Yeah,
was only 6 feet of storm surge.
dang, that was unreal.
Everything's pretty low and flat down there though. Water goes a long ways.
And they keep building on the shore. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
I mean-
gonna learn like, hey, keep building
where it's gonna flood.
Yeah, but they keep doing
They don't
it.
have levees either. That's.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
It's really, was it North Carolina, that Asheville?
Inland,
Oh my
79
God.
feet above sea level where I grew up. So, yeah. Here we're.
Yeah, 1100 some, so 1170 or something like
And I
that.
moved here, I couldn't breathe as well.
Oh, this high elevation, yeah. That's funny.
We could have done, I guess. We could have done that.
we only got a minute
We're
now.
close enough now. Wait it out.
Close enough.
Down there,
Well, this is just updating what we did last week, right?
Yeah, just.
It'll make it
official, because it was
Running
on the
through the-
agenda.
Yeah, it was on the agenda, right, yeah. Oh. This week,
The other night.
let me kill some time with, I went over to Wright County, talked about the sanitarian.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna update the 28B to make them actually a fiscal, agent of the, well water, that they do the test, and there's an actual grant, so they're gonna be the fiscal, we didn't do that in the
Oh, so then
28B.
they can get the grant money.
But they got the grant money, it's, when they were doing it, so some people were paying to Humboldt County sanitarian instead of saying right, even though they were told to do right, so there's a month, it was being able to, if they get audited. So they're doing that this Monday at their meeting, And then next Monday, they're gonna bring it to, or they're gonna sign it, and they'll get re-signed, they'll send it to you, Trish, and then we've gotta put it on our agenda to, approve it then. But it's, that's all it has to do, is just, they need to be able to, if they get audited, to be able to prove,
Where they can sign it.
and yeah, and why.
Did you meet the Jamie?
No, but he is,
It's a he?
it's a he.
Okay.
And
I-
Sandy said she is gonna send him over to come over and introduce himself, but, yeah. Yeah.
I got 9 o'clock, Dave.
Yep.
Being 9 o'clock, I get a motion to open public hearing for the mitigation plan.
So
I'll make-
we'll,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, discussion. We had this last week and semi-approved it. We need to make it official this week.
Right.
Anybody in the audience or on the internet there, on the owl, have any comments on it?
no one voiced anything over
No.
the week.
I didn't,
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything from anybody.
Neither did I. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing, no comments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, need to approve and adoption resolution 2024-09-30.
I'll make that motion to adopt resolution 2024-09-30.
I'll second.
Okay, that's gonna be roll call.
Yes, please.
Eric,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Bruce,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
I also. We approve the resolution. Now it's official.
All right. Cool.
Once again, thanks to Kyle for
Yeah.
all of his legwork on that and
A lot of work.
putting it together.
All right, committee reports.
Well, one meeting, it was on the 25th. I did not have to attend that. That got kind of redone, so that past week, I guess I didn't have anything official.
Okay, Tuesday, I went over to Rutland City Hall, and sat in on the River Development Group's meeting just to hear what they had to say. And then Wednesday, I went down with Dave to the Midas meeting they held. I was visiting with Dave and I was thinking about taking over his position on Midas when his term is up. Yeah, it's my landfill thing isn't near, it's just about done, you know.
Well, and you're the longest one on the board too. so
Yeah, and
you
I
know,
thought,
you have
what's
more
kinda
than
going on,
history.
so. I
That's a
thought
good
it'd be
idea.
Good idea to get kind
Yep,
of caught
I
up to
agree.
speed on
You
that.
did it in the form of a motion.
No.
It's an interesting meeting.
Yeah, so, and then,
Sometimes it gets a little heated, but most of the time it's pretty common.
and then Friday I stopped in at City Hall in Humboldt here and talked with Alyssa and Bachman about their thoughts on the Midas, just to,
Who's gonna take over those two spots?
yeah, a little bit, and they didn't really have any names yet for me,
Oh, okay.
so we gotta find two people.
Are they still on the board until they?
No, they've resigned, and I think their resignations were accepted as far as I know.
Yep, we resigned them on that, especially, so.
So those are the two or three
But
things I did.
it has to be, on the city side, it has to be somebody, well, from one of the entities, a council person or a mayor
Mhm.
or a clerk from the city, and on the other side, it's gotta be somebody on the housing and
Some development.
development.
Mhm. We'll have to look at that board and see if
Yeah.
somebody will.
All right. On Tuesday, I had, UDMO, general meeting. I thought I'd be back in town, but I ended up having to call in. They start that at 5 o'clock. On Monday night, I had my, church meeting and our minister was referring to the UDMO, wondering if they're still wanting to have our food pantry, open 4 days a week.
I think once they hire a full-time person, it will be 4 days a week.
Well, I think what they're pushing for is to go back to the 5 myself, but
Oh, okay.
I just said, I'm not gonna get in the middle of it, that's your board. But, and I know that UDMO has cut those back in all of the counties, so it
Yes.
isn't like we're the only county
Right.
that's been had their hours cut, so.
Well, and the other thing you gotta look at it too, is no one has not been served because of the cut. They're still serving all the same amount of people. No one has been left out because of the change in hours, so as long as nobody's being left out, and everybody's being served,
Right.
that's kinda how I look
Yeah,
at it.
I agree. Then on Tuesday night, I went over to Rutland and listened to I don't know, what, you suppose there's 40,
Yeah, 40, 50 people
50
there.
people over there, so they had a good group. Listened to the concern and what they had to say. On Thursday, I had, my CFR meeting, was pretty non-eventful, normal. Trying to figure out, for fundraising down for the facility that they're trying to build in the Des Moines area. I know they got some large requests for, funding. And I don't think that, all those have come out yet or been announced yet, but they're hoping that they're gonna get a couple of those. At least one, so that'll help their, building of down there. And then on Friday, I went down to Eldora for the juvenile detention bill, meeting. Wow. And I'm sure you saw all of the emails,
Yeah.
arguing, pre-arguing before they got going, and then once we got down there, I mean, the first half of the meeting was good. And then we got to the midpoint in the meeting and we just couldn't, I mean, we're like a dog chasing our tail, just round and round we go, and we can't seem to get anything out of, an argument stage where, I mean, it's almost like the government. I'll use that analogy, that we have the Democrats on this side and they're saying the Republicans aren't doing anything, the Republicans say the Democrats aren't doing anything. And they just back and forth and at, started at 10 o'clock and 11:30, I just got up and walked out because I had enough. And I knew if I didn't keep biting my tongue, I was gonna say something and, probably have us all in trouble. I mean, it was to the point where Webster County took their county attorney down
Oh, wow.
so that, Bob didn't get in trouble.
Put a leash on Bob.
And it's,
That's odd.
that we got 5 people down there that are on an executive committee that, the statement was made, well, for 30 years, we've had an executive board and they've only met like 3 to 4 times. And this executive board's met like 7. That's because they're going
job.
through the handbook. They're trying to get things straightened out from the previous number of years that they haven't done nothing. So that's part of the reason that there's the head buddy and somebody doesn't like that. So it's to the point where I don't know who's gonna give in, but it makes meetings, because that used to be, it's hard to believe that a juvenile detention, but it was an interesting board and that they built onto that facility. You asked, Mort, I mean, he was part of the original group and,
Built on twice.
yeah, they just got done with the $8 or $10 million addition that.
It's sad, it's gotta be good bigger.
And it is, it's something that they have to have and we just can't get along. So I guess that's I left at 11:30 and Bob called me said they got done about 1, and I said, did you get anything accomplished? And he says, well, after people started getting up and walking out, they decided they better either come to some agreements or they were gonna end up with an empty room. So they did get some things accomplished. So I have our papers, Trish, that you can look through and see. I mean, they're busy. I mean, they're almost to the max down there.
Seems like this argument kind of started when they started going through some of the billing. Is that kind of where it all started, or?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with, when you get, I mean, Webster County's complaint is when they have a kid that goes down there, there's 3 or 4 different levels that you pay. And if a kid is kind of an ornery little thing, they can get charged a certain amount. Well, how do you justify that? Because we just get a bill. We don't have a clue that he was being an ornery little thing for 30 days or however long they're there. So that's how this thing has started, and it's just kind of snowballed. So I guess long story short, we're hoping that it's gonna get better. Dave's the alternate. I keep threatening him to just bring him down so that he can enjoy the fun for a while
I read the minutes and I read the agenda and I say, no.
and Kyle is the chair. And we all know Kyle. He's a hard-headed guy, and him and Tony are,
Yeah,
I mean, as Kyle wants things done, he wants to have it on an agenda that, the agenda is set. And then we set it and we go. Well, Tony wants to add stuff late. So it's just,
one thing I will say about Kyle, though, he's very sharp and
he is.
Yeah.
he researches stuff. He doesn't go into any of this stuff blindly. He's very, very good at researching and digging into it and yeah,
So
knowing this stuff.
I would agree. And I think that, they got Bob's on the executive board. They got Latifa from, Story County.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So she is a bulldog,
She
she's
is.
digging, and they have Lance, who lives down there. So, and McVicker from Franklin County, so there's 4 or 5 people on there that, when they find something,
They're
they
sharp.
aren't gonna give in.
No,
They're gonna
sharp.
look, and it's rubbing people the wrong way, so.
Yeah.
I guess the good news is hopefully we're gonna get some answers in the next few meetings or be a long rest of the year, but. And I guess the other thing, Trish, I visited with you, I've had, another phone call on asking about payments for outside legal fees. People asking how much, we paid for with outside lawyers. So when we get that number, I'd entertain that to,
Make it
How,
public.
For
What
this
do you
year?
want?
yeah.
From what date? to what date?
Well, they're just
Yeah.
interested in what we spend on outside attorney fees.
Maybe the last
for
fiscal years, I
Or
would say.
maybe we can break it down by cases.
Different
or
jobs.
Different issues.
Different, yeah, we have the deal in Rutland going on, and we have the deal in with the dam going on, and,
I have the amount for the Rutland one, but
well, I guess I just field the phone call or the text, and I guess that's what they're after, so anyway. That's all I had.
Tuesday, the 24th, I was down at Des Moines all day. It was the, leadership through ISAC, and it was an excellent. I would have recommended every department head to have gone down there and every elected official. It was very, very good. It was a gentleman from the NACO, who's from NACO. He does that, you participated in that, didn't you? Yes, he's very, very good. And very good at getting people interaction and really getting anything. But one of the main things, and I actually asterisked it, that I thought was one of the main things I got out of it is the goal is not being right, but getting it right together. I thought that was excellent. I think sometimes that, we're so worried about being right that we're not always necessarily working together to come out with what the right outcome is. And I thought that was really good. They're also having, this was the leadership, and then February 25th, 2025, there's going to be what they call a fellowship seminar. And that kind of leads on, there's leadership, but then there's also followership.
Never heard that term.
I had not either until this, and it really made a lot of sense. It was very good. So I would really highly recommend that everybody, all the elected officials and department heads, whatnot, go to that, keep that date open, and it would be very good. The other thing, then, like I said, on Thursday, I went over to Wright County, at the courthouse there in Clarion, and we talked about the, sanitary and the joint thing, and we update the 2080 agreement to be the fiscal agent. And that was about it. Mostly it was just for auditing. They need to be able to figure out if we get audited to prove, where the funds were coming from and who paid it, who didn't, that kind of stuff. That's all I have.
Okay. The only official meeting I had last week was on, Wednesday, 25th. I was down at Midas. And I think after they come up last week, I think we know that Midas is a very important board, and we need representation on it, along with one of the entities, mayors or whatever from. We need to get somebody from Humboldt back on there if we can, one of the other cities, and then, somebody from the housing development board. That's the only official meeting I had.
So you gave us this list, Trish, for the planning and zoning and the adjustment board. Those are both full, right?
Sort of.
Well, other than the, board of adjustment doesn't have a. Leaders.
And I have got a call from Luke Kirkledoe, and he said he's been on there for 30 years, he wants off.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
So we need to.
then I had to find one more to go on the planning and zoning.
Okay.
One thing I done also, where he wasn't official, I went over to the, I guess it's feature fundraiser for Wright County. They had a young
Leo Grove.
employee that has got cancer, and
Mhm.
did the motorcycle ride, and then went to the fundraiser afterwards, and it was huge turnout, and people really opened up their pocketbooks, and
that's good.
it's a good fundraiser for them. And it was interesting now, modern day, when you went and paid for your stuff, it went Venmo right directly to them. So,
First you gotta get on Venmo.
yeah, I know, you gotta be on Venmo to do it. So that
Are
was
you on Venmo?
my right, yes.
I was gonna say.
Not me. So we bought some baked goods in a basket of.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know, she numbered.
Feed the birds on the way home with the motorcycle.
Actually, I went home and got the pickup because I knew my wife was gonna buy something. She always does. She loves that silent auction stuff. So, but they had a huge turnout.
Good. All right,
Okay, anything else to come before the board?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
9:20.
All right, we